Welcome to Standard Chartered Money Insights, a podcast series by Standard Chartered Bank that brings you market views and insights on the go.
Welcome to Cut to the Chase. Today is Tuesday, the 8th of July. I'm Daniel Lam, your host for the podcast. Looking at history, one can say that conflicts were born out of the desire to obtain resources. Now, in the modern world, pursuing the dominance in the semiconductor space must be at the top of the agenda for many governments. Semiconductors are key for AI dominance. They are the foundation of the digital age and have driven advances in many fields, such as healthcare, consumer electronics, and communication networks. They are increasingly forming the backbone of a country's defense system. After the subsiding of tensions in the Middle East and the passing of the US tax bill, tariffs is back in focus again. Now, the US reciprocal tariffs on the 2nd of April excluded semiconductors, as these are subject to separate investigations that could result in 25% tariffs being imposed once they're concluded. US officials have indicated that these investigations are ongoing, given national security concerns and, of course, the desire to dominate the AI development race. Semiconductors are the fourth most traded goods globally, accounting for more than 4% of 2024 global exports. So these include downstream connected sectors, 3/4 of which comprise electronics and other segments of the semiconductor industry. So the US dominates around half of the semiconductor supply chain, encompassing research and development, design, manufacturing, tooling, assembly, testing, and packaging. However, the US does need to rely on many economies for other parts of the supply chain. So that involves several choke points, with a small number of economies dominating parts of that. So for example, China is the world leader in critical raw materials production, such as rare earth, and also in the assembly and manufacturing of consumer electronics. Taiwan is the leader in fabricated materials, with around 25% of global market share. Japan dominates the production of silicon wafers and a major player in semiconductor manufacturing equipment production. Now, economies in China and Taiwan account for the bulk of the world's assembly, test, and packaging facilities, and these mainly use Japanese tools. So you can see that the intertwining relations in the supply chain. Well, if this podcast can have pictorial images, then this picture can well look like a spider web. So now, what can the disruption in supply chain do to the semiconductor space? What are the potential actions from the US government on semiconductors? And what is the macro impact? I'm sure you have a number of these questions in your mind, so stay tuned and we will provide our thoughts in the upcoming Cut to the Chase podcast. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Standard Chartered Money Insights, a podcast series by Standard Chartered Bank. For more details, visit Market Views on the Go on our website or click the link in the description.